there folks, rinimt here, and welcome back to the Game of Fortune. In the last part, we went to a weird clover field and walked into a door at 4:44 a.m. and now we're in a room that says Fortune, so... I have brought out the controller, so no more clicking sounds. It just doesn't... The controller's not fully supported, it doesn't work fully with menus, but it works for getting through dialogue. So that's what matters. I have my mouse, obviously just in case, but we're dotting, so my eyesight flickered for a few moments as I stirred awake, my consciousness clawing itself back to the forefront of my mind. My first instinct was to sit up, rub the back of my head, and get my bearings. After a few blinks, things started to become clear. I could see that I was sitting in some kind of lounge. My memories slowly seeped back to me as I recalled everything that occurred only a few minutes ago. And looking around, I could see all the other participants either relaxing or just waking up like me. Hey, Clyde, you're finally awake! It didn't take long for Devin to catch my attention as she walked towards me and sat down. How are you feeling, bud? We just walked through a door of literal light. I guess I feel fine, just confused. Light doors will do that to you, I'm told. You're still able to keep your wisecracking mouth of yours despite everything, huh? Whoa. Things just went weird. I accidentally bumped the trigger and everything went like, wah! It suddenly pulled up my email client, so that was weird. Well, we're alive, I think, so I think there's no reason not to keep cracking jokes. Yeah, we might be alive, but where the hell are we? That's what I'm trying to figure out. The red-headed woman interjected as she walked towards us with a sheepish woman in tow. You don't understand any of this nonsense either, do you? Can't say that I do. Right, doors of light just don't just render you unconscious and transport you to weird places. Doors of light also don't appear out of nowhere. Don't get smart with me, it's unusual and I don't like it. I know it's weird, but it doesn't seem to be all that bad. Sheepish woman finally spoke up as she nervously glanced between the red-haired woman and me. Some of the others here don't seem all that worried, so it's probably fine. I know you mean well, but the fact they aren't panicking doesn't mean that we're in an ideal situation. We could have been drugged and carted off to some remote facility for who knows what. Drag us, all 16 of us, without anyone noticing and putting up a fight? They have plenty of opportunities. They could have done it in the trucks and the drive here. I don't know, sounds like you're just trying to explain the unexplainable. Maybe some divine being really did just teleport us here. Spare me the spiritual hippie bullcrap. I entertain it because I thought we'd get something out of it, not get sent to wherever the hell this is. I mean, look around. Do you see any exits around here? This place is so weird. And most of the others are acting like it's perfectly normal. If anything, I find it more suspicious that more people aren't freaking out, or at least questioning what's going on right now. She's got a point. Some of the people here seem too lax about all this. That's probably because they know what's going on, right? I mean, some people here clearly know what this place is. Can't you just shut up, lady? The crass young man shouted from across the room. You're so damn loud that we're gonna miss the announcement. What did you just say, you little punk? I said you're loud and you shut your trap. I can't even hear myself think. We're here in the Clover Lounge and all you keep doing is yakking about this. It doesn't make sense. The woman's eyes narrowed as she strode up to the young man. Don't. He's just a kid. I'm 20 years old. I'm not a kid. You're a kid. He's old enough that he should know when to speak and when to keep his mouth shut. Don't waste your breath. You'll get the answers you want soon anyway. And you don't want to make an enemy of me right now if you can help it. I guess, kid, you better be telling the truth. He is. Well, his tone could certainly use some work. He's certainly not saying anything false. For the moment, it seemed like the woman was passionate enough to keep herself from socking the kid in the mouth. I've been hoping that we get a moment to rest and cool off, but as soon as she stepped back, a voice called out to us. It seemed like fate had other plans. What a spectacle. I didn't think we'd get a spat like that until we got started. We have such a lively group here today, don't we? Voice was unfamiliar, and looking around, it seemed like most of us were trying to figure out who was speaking, or at least where they were. Up here, draw your eyes this way. Our eyes turned upward, and we were greeted by a sight of a woman perched on a throne mounted to one of the walls. Do I finally have your attention? Excellent. Oh, it's so wonderful to be able to see your beautiful faces. There are even a few here that I recognize. Do you really miss me so much that you want to come see me again? I'm flattered, truly. But don't worry, I don't play favorites, and I'm sure I'll learn to love all the newcomers as much as the veterans. Lady exuded an air of knowledge, elegance, and control, as if she saw everything, understood everything, and in a way governed everything. Who are you? You weren't with us in that Cloverfield, and I don't remember you standing in line to go through the gate. You think she snuck in? Maybe. We were in the middle of the line when we went in. No one snuck in. Yeah, we were the last ones to jump in, and no one tried to cut in front of us or anything. Oh, you're so cute. I can tell you've really got no idea what's going on. Hey, don't worry. I'm going to explain everything in detail shortly. Suffice to say, I don't need to sneak into my own home, my own realm. Your own realm? Then are you the fourth divine? Is that what people are calling me now? It's fitting in a way, but also so tacky. I like putting diamonds in gold and laying them with silver, only to dip them in chocolate. Sounds kind of awesome if you ask me. Blech, just way too tacky. You can call me that out there, but don't use that title here, alright? Well, what would you have us call you then? That's the thing, isn't it? I was gonna go with Jin or Zero, since they both have 4 letters. And I realized they're already taken. Last thing I want to do is steal someone else's identity. Fourth wall. Plus, 0 isn't really my deal. I'm all about the number 4, you know? We want to call you 4 then? That's even worse. It's way too on the nose. I suppose you've got a point there. So after much deliberation and discussion with myself, I ended up deciding that you should call me Belle. 4 letters, it's elegant, simple, and has a bit of mysticism to it, don't you think? It works as well as any other 4-letter name. Belle. Right, okay. And you're some kind of divine ruler here? Now you're picking up what I'm laying down, Clyde. Though, let me guess, you don't really know what happens here in my realm, do you? Not really, if I'm being honest. It's kind of weird to be in a place that's supposedly holy or spiritual, I guess. Honesty is a good virtue to have, and sometimes needs to admit not knowing those two purples they can get answers too. I tell you that I'm very much a divine being of sorts, so I understand your hesitation. Perhaps you'd like a demonstration? I'll hop down from your seat, gently floating to the ground as though gravity had been lessened just for her. Think of a number, any number. You're gonna try to read my mind. I can do more than that. In fact, think of a number, a color, and an animal. Alright. She was claiming she could read my mind. I just think of something ridiculous. 8 magenta giraffes. Oh, excellent choice, and voila! Well, snapped her fingers, and a plume of blue smoke appeared nearby and revealed 8 magenta giraffes. What the actual hell? Eek! What the heck? How did you? This is my realm, so I can do all sorts of fun things here, like this. Belle clapped her hands, and the giraffe shrunk into blue chickens. And as if that was enough, she kneaded them all together into some kind of dough, and then she tossed it in the air. Well, she tossed in the air. When she caught it, had transformed into a fully cooked pizza. It's so ridiculous, I had to rub my eyes and stare in silence as she gingerly started eating a slice. And I can do way more than that too. I can fly, teleport from place to place. Oh, and my absolute favorite ability is... Stuffed her mouth and words grew incomprehensible. Wow, I'll tell you that later. Believe me, now, don't you? If you don't, I'm sure that enough people here probably do. So you're a god or some spiritual being or whatever. What's this place all about? I'm glad you asked, Devin. It's really quite simple. You're here to participate in my game, the Game of Fortune. A competition for all you to duke it out in my favor, where the winner gets a wish granted by yours truly. A wish? That's right, you get an amazing wish, and I'm not gonna monkey's paw you or do anything evil. It grants you with every intention that you've got for it. I really am just the greatest, aren't I? You are! You certainly are the greatest, Miss Belle. Oh, thank you, but just Belle is fine. Gotcha. Well, Belle, can we ask you questions? There are so many things I want to know about the Digit games. All of them, not just yours. Oh, and I want to know about this realm, its properties. Putting the cart before the horse now, aren't you, Willie? Oh, we haven't even spent a full 5 minutes here, and you're already asking me about my private life? Actually, it's been 9 minutes. Tell you what, you win the game, and I'll answer any and all questions you've got. Till then, everything is on a need-to-know basis, okay? I guess that's fair. You've all got your own rules and stuff to follow. So, we'll be playing a game to get some sort of wishes granted. That seems kind of like a nice deal to me. And what are the rules? There are certainly a lot of things I'd like to wish for if I had the chance. Wishes don't exist yet. Even if they did, I want to try someone acting like this with any of mine. Damn, after all I've shown, you're still doubtful, huh? Well, I suppose it makes them skepticism in the belief is what makes life interesting. Great question, Jade. I'll explain the rules quite simply. The Game of Fortune is a battle royale where one winner will emerge victorious and earn a wish of their choosing. We play for 4 rounds total, with each round having teams of 4 people. In these groups, you'll play a variety of games. After each round, exactly 4 players will be removed from the game. The final round will have exactly 4 participants fighting for victory. The winner will, of course, be getting their wish granted. Seems straightforward enough. Each round, we go from 16 to 12 to 8 to 4 to 1. 4 rounds of games. It's such a lovely number, isn't it? But you hit the nail on the head. If you've got that much down, then the rest will be a breeze, understand? Take a look at the 4 doors over there. I'll point at 4 large doors, each numbered 1 through 4. Rule 1. 4 of you will enter one of these doors, starting with the first one, and will participate in a game. Exactly 4 people must enter. No more, no less, or I won't execute the game. Rule 2. Once a game has started, no other doors can be entered until the previous door's game has been completed. Rule 3. Each game will be randomly selected from a category of 4 potential options where applicable, and those options are 2v2, a team game where one team of 2 will win and the other team will be disqualified. 3v1, 1v3, a game of power dynamics where either one player wins or the opposing team of 3 players wins. The losing side is disqualified. 4-player dilemma, a wild game with rules that can vary drastically. Sometimes it's cooperative, competitive, or mix of both. This game can have anywhere between 0 to 4 winners and 0 to 4 players being disqualified. For one, a competitive game where only one player may win. It's everyone for themselves. May I ask a question? You may indeed. You said that these game categories are randomly selected where applicable. What does that mean exactly? Oh, it just means that depending on the results of previous games, some options might not be viable anymore. Sure, the logic behind that is clear, right? Crystal, please continue. I shall. There's only one more rule to go over. Rule 4. Every game will have a fair chance for each player to win. No matter how unfair or dire things may seem, there's always a chance for victory. The rule does not apply to the last room, however. That's it. The rules are pretty simple, don't you think? Yeah, I guess they make sense. Woman dressed in green raised a hand as she looked over to the doors. What does being disqualified mean? Do we just sit out and wait for the winner, or are we kicked back to where we came from? Oh, yeah, I haven't thought of that. When this is all done, you'll be bringing us back to the real world, I guess? Of course! I can't have you staying here forever. After all, as much fun as it would be to keep you all here, it's really not in my best interest, and not really allowed either. Oh, but to answer your first question, Laura, about what happens when you get disqualified, it's really a simple thing. You die. Huh? Die? Hold on. I didn't agree to any kind of death game here. That's ridiculous. We didn't sign up for this. We kind of did. Coming to my realm means that you accept that part and portion of my games. Scared of a little death? You're not going to get far if you chicken out this early in the game. What? How can you so calm about this? Did you not hear what she said? There's going to be one winner, which means the rest of us are going to die. That doesn't freak you out? No, not really. What the hell is wrong with you? He's right. You're being completely ridiculous. I don't care if you're giving the keys to the gates of heaven. There's no way in hell we're participating in anything like this. Well, we have no choice, dear Lilith. Everyone has to play. Lilith, maybe you should take a moment to breathe and calm down. Calm down? She's telling us that we're playing a game that could kill us. And I've got no intentions of playing along. Let her talk, old man. She's gonna have to learn her lesson the hard way. I prefer if she didn't. Screw you. I can't believe you're out going along with this like it's normal. Really? You won't play a single game? Do you have shit stuck up your ears, or do you just like playing coy? You're making a bad move, lady. I wouldn't keep egging her on it like that if I were you. Oh, what is this dear old goddess going to do? Punt my ass to hell? Not a fun idea, but why don't I try this instead? I'll wink before snapping your fingers. That's something that happened to Lilith, like she blow up, get engulfed in flames, or face some other kind of divine punishment. Instead, we all turned our heads when we heard a familiar voice cry out in pain. The woman's body was being constricted by a large snake, slowly curling and binding her until she completely immobilized and lying helpless on the ground. Her screen slowly shortened as the snake continued to squeeze her, choking up breath after breath. Holy shit. What the actual hell are you doing? Let her go! The red-haired woman ran over the snake and tried valiantly to wrestle the beast off her sister as best she could. Can you guys stop watching it? Help me out here? Right. I swallowed my fear and attempted to take a step forward, but Devin pulled on my arm and suddenly shook her head. It's not worth it, man. Somehow words step out all the courage I had and felt myself freeze in place as everyone else continued to simply stare. Oh, this is gonna be okay, Laura. Don't worry, I'm gonna get you out of this. Laura continued to gasp for air as the snake constricted her, paying no heed to Lilith's attempts to pry it off. Belle simply stepped behind her and smoothly placed a hand on Lilith's shoulder. Oh, look at Zizzy. Having such good fun with your sister. Oh, but she does tend to play a little rough. I remove her. All she was agree to play the game. You! Ellen turned around for just a moment, meeting Belle's cocky smirk with a glare of pure fury. Fine, I'll play. Just get the snake off of her. Excellent! Belle snapped her fingers once more, but a puff of smoke, the snake vanished, leaving Laura clutching her chest and taking heavy breaths as her sister embraced her. Hey, I'm here, Laura. It's gonna be okay. Just breathe. Just deep and steady breaths. Shit, man. We haven't started playing it and things are already hectic. It's gonna be one hell of a game. Look between the skateboarder and the red-haired woman, and I wanted to punch the bastard right in the mouth for all the horrible things he said. With Devin anchoring me, I did nothing but ball my fist by my side. Wonderful! Get out of the way. I think we're all ready to participate. You all understand the rules. Yes, no other questions need to be answered before we begin. This was real. I wasn't just having some horrible nightmare. I'm gonna have to play through a bunch of death games just to survive. Christ, what the hell am I supposed to do? I'm not ready for something like this. Oh. No, stop. Don't panic. Especially now with Devin right here. You've got to at least act like you've got your head on right. Take a minute to calm down and think things through. These are just games, competitions. It means everyone here is a competitor to deal with. They're just people with strengths and weaknesses, like anyone else. Devin and I were going to survive, then I need to get a good read on each of them to know how to proceed. So I just took a step back and remembered what happened right after we arrived. After Devin and I arrived, it didn't take long for some of the others to show up. The pair that came first was... That's right, these two. This is the place, huh? Hey, it's quite beautiful, don't you think? And stranded survivor sort of way, I suppose. Right. Whoa, look at those ladies. They've got a nice mushroom aesthetic going on. They can pass for modern day Mario and Luigi. I doubt that they're plumbers and they're not wearing overalls. Don't have the hats either. Nope. Well, don't just stand there. Go and say hi. Why do I have to do it? Because you're standing up and I'm sitting down. That means I'd have to take a few extra steps to actually get up and look over there. Or I could yell. Do you want me to yell? You wouldn't. Hey, mushroom ladies! Everyone tensed up at Devin's sudden scream, and the woman with the green hat nearly collapsed onto the ground. The redhead one, in turn, balled up her fist and approached us. What are you doing? Starting a conversation. What the hell are you making such a racket for? Wasn't my idea. He told me to do it. No, I didn't. Redhead woman glared between the two of us with an eye that could probably melt steel. Before either of us could get another word in, the other woman meekly walked over. Did you want us for something? Oh, well. We're just wondering if you were here for the same reason as the rest of us. Oh, for the Digits of Eden Treatment Center. Did someone refer you here too? Refer? I didn't know there was a referral system. I just went through a raffle. Oh, I didn't know they had a raffle for this. Someone suggested that I should try this place. Oh, our main manners. My name is Laura Ophio, and this is my sister. Lilith Ophio. I'm only here because my sister needed a +1 or something like that. Lilith and Laura Ophio, the first two people that we met. Laura seemed like a sweet and kind lady, and honestly a bit of a pushover. And more importantly, she seemed about as clueless about the Game of Fourtune as I was. Honestly, she didn't seem like someone that could pose much of a threat on her own. But Lilith, she seemed like the type of person that would fight the forces of heaven and hell for her sister. Probably wouldn't hesitate to beat the hell out of anyone that stood in her way either. Obviously, she didn't seem to care about the opinions of others. She was just real rough. Yeah, she was someone that I'll have to keep an eye on her, at least so I could stay out of her way. Sorry, I didn't mean to drag you here. I know, I'm just glad that we aren't actually being kidnapped. That would be pretty bad. I know, right? That's what I was telling Clyde. He's such a worrywart. Shut up, you. Introduced herself and Laura's soft smile reassured me while Lilith's eternal scales and shivers down my spine. It's my first time doing this sort of thing. What happens next? From what we've heard, we're supposed to wait. I guess there are more people coming? That makes sense. We ought if it was just the four of us here, wouldn't it? What would the right number be? Beats me, but I'm sure they'll tell us whenever the right amount of people show up. Just relieved that we're not alone. It would have been really scary if we showed up and it was just the two of us. There's comfort in numbers for sure. Let's just hope that the rest of the people that show up are agreeable. I don't want to deal with any fools or jackasses here. Lilith. While they bickered, I look over to the new arrivals. The first pair consisted of a large burly man in a suit and a professionally dressed woman with white hair. The other pair had two men. The first was an elderly man with grayish hair, while the other wore a black scarf and a straight purple sweater, almost blending in with the darkness. Yo, that guy is huge. Yeah, he's pretty big. You want me to yell again to get their attention? Please don't, Devin. I'll go and talk to them, just for the love of God. Don't scream again. If you do, I'll clamp your lips shut myself. Ooh, feisty. No, she really means it. Maybe we should go sit down somewhere for a moment, Lilith. Go call over that huge dude. I want to see if you can lift me with just one arm. You really don't have a filter, do you? By the way, I was ready to walk over to the burly man and his partner, but I felt a hand on my shoulder before I could even take a step. That was Devin's at first, but when I turned my head to look... Ah! This time I was the one who yelped, nearly falling on my butt on my ass as I did. I'm only filtering one word, okay? I felt like this guy's soulless eyes were prying to my very being. Looking over, I saw a chunk of the crowd staring at me, and I felt beads of sweat roll down the side of my face. Oh, that was pretty loud. No shit, you just snuck up behind me and grabbed my shoulder. I don't even know you! Sorry, you looked like you want to speak, so I figured I'd stop by and say hello. Well, he is awfully friendly, isn't he, Clyde? Rather creepy. I get that a lot. Maybe you should try not sneak up behind people then? Richard, what did I tell you about scaring people like that? I wasn't scaring anyone, Dad. I was just introducing myself. Looked over to see the old man from before, rebuking the creep. This old man is this guy's father? Apologies for that. He should know by now that he should announce himself before approaching people. As long as he doesn't do it again. Thank you for being understanding. He's just a little eager tonight. Or is it morning? It should be morning. Right. So who are you exactly? Are you here for the treatment center thing too? Treatment center? Is that what they're calling it nowadays? Isn't this the Digits of Eden Treatment Center? The old man and his son looked at one another awkwardly before turning back to me. Sure, of course. You're here to get someone you love healed, right? Yeah, why the long pause? No reason in particular, just had to do a little bit of thinking. So suffice to say that my son and I aren't particularly here for treatment in the traditional sense. We're not here for treatment at all. Then why are you here? My boy is a bit of a secret, but they'll be revealed in due time. Anyway, I've spoken enough without giving a proper introduction, and without making your heart jump out of your chest anyway. I'm Philip Oswald Discard, and this is my son, Richard Discard. Discarde. Hi. These two were a bit more troubling than Laura and Lilith. Philip clearly knew a bit more than he was letting on, or at least he knew something about this whole Game of Fourtune business, or maybe the Digits of Eden? But aside from that, he seemed a bit of an oddball. Unlike Richard, who was hard to get a read on. He was on the quiet side and a bit creepy, and I just got the feeling that he was trying to read me as much as I was trying to read him. Still, did that make him dangerous? Maybe he was just someone that needed to keep an eye out for? Right, I'm Clyde, a human-shaped sleeping bag on the ground with my friend and co-worker, Devin. I gained sentience after Clyde made a wish on a shooting star. Only that were the truth. You are quite the lively pair, and humorous at that. It's good to have a spirit like that. You'll need it. We will. Oh, I shouldn't speak out of hand like that. Just forget I said anything. Point being, as long as you two have each other, everything is gonna be alright. The more you speak, the less certain I'm getting about this whole thing. Sorry. I don't mean to be cryptic. It's just some things are real left experience. Then explain. Exactly. Thank you, Richard. These two were such an odd pair that I guess it made sense that this guy is Richard's father. It was a pleasure speaking with you. I look forward to more interactions like this in the future. Same, you're both pretty cool dudes. Cool. No one's ever called me that before. Gee, I wonder why. Either way, thank you for your time. Richard and Philip left with a kind of jelly pep in their step that I wouldn't have expected for such an eccentric pair. They seem like nice people. Your definition of nice is extremely biased towards weirdos. Weirdos are the best people. They have nothing to hide besides because they're open about being weird. That's some twisted logic if I've ever heard it. Oh, I thought that I was rather straightforward. A brief intermission, the pair from before had walked up to us. Couldn't help but feel intimidated. The suited man was bigger up close and his presence was impossible to ignore. Still, I didn't want to let myself get paralyzed by fear. These were just people, and by the way the woman was talking, they'd been listening to our conversation. Were you eavesdropping on us? Eavesdropping is such a hard word. Especially since you were the one screaming a moment ago. I assumed you wanted our attention. Well, that wasn't really a cry for your attention. Perhaps it was a cry for help? In a way, yes. Well, the good news for you is that when it comes to protection, Everett here is quite capable. I'm not a bodyguard, you know. Don't introduce me like that. Sorry, it seems like a fun way to start the conversation. Early man. Devin, stop being rude. No insult. I know that I have a rather large brain compared to most. Besides, I'm sure she only meant it as a compliment. Of course, you're huge and it's kind of awesome. Thank you, thank you. Not seeing me taking the compliment well enough, my eyes kept darting over towards the woman, her sharp eyes surveying me from head to toe. Can I help you? Probably not, but I figured I wouldn't pass up the opportunity to have a nice chat. Seem to be having an interesting one with Philip and Richard over there. You were listening in on all that? I have good hearing, what can I say? Since you seem to know so much about us, the least you could do is to tell us your name. Oh, I don't know any more about you than what you've said aloud. Anyway, you can call me Teresa Reinhardt. And the big guy? Did you hear me before? I said his first name. I was distracted. I don't remember what you said. Keep your ears open. It's fine. My name's Everett Cardoza. I'm an accountant. Money and muscles, you've got it all, don't you? Well, my life's not perfect, but I've certainly got a lot of things under control. What's wrong, Clyde? You look like you've got something that you want to say. It's nothing serious. I'm just really curious about why you're here. That's the golden question. I bet you're going to be asking everyone that, aren't you? I suppose that means you're new to all this then. Yes, we're new to whatever this whole thing is. Oh, this is going to be fun. I can't wait to see how things pan out. You're dodging my earlier question, though. Oh, that? Sorry, we'll answer that. Everett, why are we here again? Confidential. Yes, I'm not really at liberty to speak about that right now. Maybe we can later. All that build up that you're not going to tell us? We'll tell you, just not now. It's probably nothing you need to worry about. Can help it feel more worried. I can help you with that, but things will be revealed soon enough. Thanks, really goes a long way to make me feel that I'm not in danger. Oh, you're not in any danger here, that much I can assure you. No one here thus far had made me feel that way. Oh, it seems that more people have arrived. You should do the honor of greeting them. Since when did we become the welcome committee? Well, it's just some sound advice. You probably want to get to know people here and save yourself from suffering down the line. Suffering? Oops, did I say that out loud? It's nice meeting you. I hope Teresa didn't scare you too much. She just likes messing with people. Yeah, I gathered. These two. They worry me the most out of everyone so far. Everett seemed polite, but he had strength and likely wit to spade in spades. He almost seemed like some kind of hotshot spy going on a mission. A mission that clearly hadn't given him more intel than me. And Teresa, well, she just screamed danger. She seemed sly, cunning, and a bit too playful. I also just couldn't shake the feeling that she seemed almost a bit too excited. Did they both know we were about to get involved in this weird death game? If so, what the hell kind of preparation did they have in advance? Want to make bets on what the next people are going to be like? I'm not risking my savings trying to guess whatever weirdos might show up next. Besides, you don't even like gambling. It's not a gamble if I could tell there's going to be some weirdos in it. The first pair was a grizzled middle-aged man and a peppy young lady. There was a young couple that looked like they had come back from a concert. Which, you know, honestly was a more welcome sight than the people who had shown up thus far. Actually, was that? How about you go and introduce yourself first? I'm tired of doing all the talking. Sure, I think I'm in the right mood to talk now. Devin stood up and looked between the two groups before heading to the left, towards the older man and jockish woman. Hey there, what's up? That's really how you're gonna introduce yourself? The grizzled man walked right past Devin without a word or even a glance from what I could tell. Hey, Alphonse, no, bad. That's not how you're supposed to act in front of others. He pulled the man's arm and dragged him back over towards Devin. Don't mind Al, he's just being a sourpuss. Was the ride just not comfortable enough for him? Probably one too many bumps, and that's why he's being a grump right now. So go introduce yourself properly, Al. She was nice enough to walk up to you despite your scary face. Alphonse, come on. And you work as a PI, like a private investigator? He's really not one for conversation, is he? Promise, he's not usually like this. I'm sure he'll loosen up with time. Anyway, I'm Maria Faraday. I'm a personal trainer. I'm here to kick ass and take names. Badass, you definitely look like you kick some serious ass. Thanks, but don't worry. I only beat the shit out of people who deserve it. And you seem nice enough to not deserve it. Hope so. My church doesn't cover ass kickings. Oh, that's tough. Well, if it comes down to it, I'll go easy on you. It's appreciated. Name's Devin. I'm a line cook. My silent friend over here is Clyde. He's a dishwasher. And introduce myself. Thank you very much. Well, you were taking your sweet ass time. Nice to meet you, Clyde. A line cook and a dishwasher, which means you both work at the restaurant. Yeah, that much is obvious. We work at the pizzeria. If you stop by, you'll get to see my handiwork up close and personal. Hey, if you hook me up with some food, I'll totally give you a discount on a gym membership. Very pretty faces like yours would be more than welcome. You hear that, Clyde? I think Marie's taking a shining to us. Huh? I suppose that's a good thing. Maria giggled before being tugged away by Alphonse, who had been quietly grimacing throughout the entire conversation. You're done here. We have some prep to do. You need to learn how to let people have fun, Al. Stop dragging me. These are new shoes. We continued to get pulled away by Alphonse, but she gave us a parting wave and a smile before being forcefully removed from the conversation. Maria and Alphonse, the two balanced one another out pretty well. Alphonse was the muscle and wit, and Maria was the charm and face. Well, they were both probably the muscle. Maria seemed well-meaning and friendly, while Alphonse was much more standoffish. Was it because he didn't want to deal with us? And what was a private investigator doing in a place like this anyway? Was it just a coincidence? It reminded me of Lilith in a way, someone that didn't want to deal with the nonsense and might not shy away from conflict. Though he seemed more like he might just avoid it if he could, but hard to tell from just first impressions. Maria, on the other hand, she just warmed up to us real fast. Was she just naturally that charismatic and kind? Was it a front? Just some way to gain our trust and be on her side early? I didn't know, but now that we were in a death game, we couldn't just blindly assume that every friendly face had good intentions. Even part of me really wanted to believe in it. Look at that, Clyde! If things go well for us, we might have a date by the end of the day. Are you serious right now? What? We're not getting the same vibes I was right there? She was offering us a discount at the gym. She totally digs us, or at least one of us. Probably me. She probably is just flattering you so you'll go over to the gym she works at and pay up. I think it's worth it. It means I get to go on a date with someone as cool as her. Managed to stay committed enough, that is. Like you weren't interested either. Anyway, you're right. I should totally take a lead in these conversations. It's way easier than watching you fumble around. I do not fumble. Sure, keep telling yourself that. I should learn. I'm gonna go check out those two over there. With confidence in her stride, Devin walked up to the other pair who seemed to be absentmindedly tapping away at their phones. Weird, we couldn't get any reception here, so what were they doing on with their phones? I could ask that myself. Devin had already called for the pair's attention. Can we help you? Yeah, look, I'll try and make this as direct as possible. My friend Clyde is totally into you and like your number. What? What? Both me and the guy with dreadlocks looked at one another. At this rate, people were gonna know me as the loudmouth guy who couldn't help but scream every 5 minutes. Whoa, that's totally not true at all. You were saying so many things about her, Clyde, like how pretty she was. Shut my hand over Devin's mouth before she could say anything else that made me look like an idiot. Of course, the damage had already been done. Hey, what's your deal, man? You think you can just walk up to her like that and ask for her number like it's okay? No, like I said, it was just some other misunderstanding. Devin, I don't want to hear any of your excuses. You don't even know her, and you're just gonna ask for her number? Hey, man, seriously, if you just calm down for a second, I can explain. Calm down. I'll calm down when your jaw is busted and broken. Man grabbed me by the collar and raised a fist into the air. Winston anticipated a painful blow to the face, but right as he started to swing down his hand, a voice rang out. Zeph, cool it. It's clear, sharp, and precise, enough to keep the man from going any further, and he let go of me. Claire Devon, who looked apologetic, considering I almost got my jaw broken because of some dumb joke that she wanted to make to a bunch of strangers. Sorry about that, Zeph's a little overprotective when it comes to matters of the heart. I want to apologize, Zeph. It's the least you could do after you almost punched that guy over a joke. It was just a joke. Of course it was! Do you really think someone would just ask for a number out of the blue like that using their friend? You two are friends, right? Currently, we are, but I'm starting to question if it's gonna stay that way. Sorry about that. Kishi gets a whole bunch of creepy fans who try and get all up in her business. Sometimes I like to just knock some sense into them when they get a little too forward, you know? Fans? Actually, now I wasn't being held up by the collar, these two seemed a little familiar. Kishi, Mistwalker, and Zeph Sphere? Oh, so you are a fan then. So I do need to beat the crap out of you. Oh, hold on, I'm not a fan, exactly. I just know of you. Are you saying that you're too good for Kishi's music? Dude, can you ease up a bit and just let me talk? Alright, alright. Finally, I was trying to say that I know of her because I've heard of her band online. You're a drummer for Primordials, right? That's right. Ever been to one of our concerts? No, like I said, I've only heard of your stuff in passing. The music's great and all, I just don't go to concerts. Cool, I'm just glad you're not one of those overzealous fans. Otherwise, I might have really let Zed beat the snot out of you. Well, I guess that's good news for all of us. I'd rather not get my knuckles bloody today if I can help it. It wouldn't look good on my photos. Photos? Come on, you said my full name, so you've got to know who I am, right? Yeah, you're the skateboarder of Sphere. But I only know you about your relations to Kishi. You know, you dating and all. Aside from that, I don't really know much else. You really don't know who I am? He's an influencer, Clyde. I mean, sure, he's a skateboarder. He's been bringing the sport back into the public light, but he's more or less known for his endorsements and good looks. Still, it's kind of weird. I wouldn't have expected the two of you to be here. Like, you're both probably rich, so can't you just, like, pay for whatever treatment you need? Treatment? What the heck are you talking about? Never mind, I feel like I'm gonna talk myself into madness if I keep asking that question. You probably got your reasons for being here, right? That's right, but we don't really feel like going into detail about it. Isn't that right, Zeph? Yeah, we've got reasons for keeping mum. You probably don't have a reason to worry. Unless... Zeph leans in closer, staring me in the eye for a few seconds before leaning back. Never mind, you're probably not with them. What's with them? Don't worry about it, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. If you say so. Anyway, it was nice meeting you two. Maybe when all this is all done, I'll give you my number so you can catch at one of our concerts. Assuming we're on good terms when this is all over. Sure. I think I'll pass. The last thing I want is for Zeph to get the wrong idea. Zeph and Kishi really wouldn't have expected two celebrities to actually show up to a place like this. And they certainly know what's going on here. It's almost like they weren't really trying to hide it. They just weren't explaining it at all. So what did that mean? Why the hell were two celebrities in the know about death games and almost nonchalant about it? I don't know. Help. I bumped the controller thing again. Did they have a death wish? No, at least I didn't think that was why they were here. That was way too protective of Kishi to let any harm to come to her. So then why participate? Was it Kishi's idea and he was just here to keep her safe as long as he could? I mean, Kishi did seem to have a bit of a sway over him. She seemed completely at ease, almost relaxed when we talked. Was it just because she knew something that we didn't? Hard to say for sure, but if they were prepared, then that meant that they might have ideas for what death games might pop up. It would be useful if we were to join up with them, or a detriment if they became opponents. After we put me through, you're not allowed to speak on my behalf ever again. Never? As long as I live. So when you die, I can make up all sorts of wild, fantastical stories? Sure, go nuts. I'll be dead, so I won't care. I'll watch the final pairs approach, and out of all the people I'd seen thus far, these two pairs seem to have the least in common. First was an elderly woman who seemed composed, and a young man looking more confused than anything else. Looking at her was a sullen young man and a cheery man outshining him. First the two men who were talking amongst themselves before they noticed me and looked over. Well, that's a new record. What's it been? Less than a minute? Excuse me? It's a new record for how much time I've stood here before someone who has simply captivated by my beauty and charm. Perhaps it's the moonlight, or maybe the beautiful clover field, but romance is in the air. It can help entertain those who search for it. What was it with people giving me a wrong idea whenever I walked up to them? Sorry, you're not really my type. That's what they all say when they want to play hard to get, but I'm not. I'm a commodity. If you can afford me, but many covet me. Clyde, I made a mistake. I think we should have gone to the old lady first. Yeah, no shit. And who am I speaking with this fine early morning? I'm Clyde. Devin. What wonderful names. I'll be sure to etch them into my memory as I hope you'll etch mine into yours. You never introduced yourself. I'm just getting to that grant. I know more about this than you. I was just saying that. If I want your opinion, I would have asked for it now, wouldn't I? Let me ask you, how many dates have you gone on in the past few years? 0. That's right, and I can tell you that I have at least had more than 0 dates in the past few weeks, let alone years. I know. Hey, don't you think you're laying into the guy a bit much? You're not really making a good case for why either of us would want to date you, man. You'll have to excuse my fit of anger there. A lack of sleep and breakfast does that to a man. My name's Jade Emerson. My stolen acquaintance here is Grant Page. Hello. He's always dour, so don't mind him too much. Didn't have to say that, dude. You're right. Why focus on him? We can focus on me. In case my looks aren't enough, I'll have you know that I'm a talented computer programmer. In fact, I've helped in the development of numerous popular apps. Wow, I'm just being swept off my feet right now. No doubt that's why I have connections in all sort of industries. I could help you get where you want to be in life. Right now, all I want to be is as far away from you as possible. Thanks, but I'm pretty comfortable taking things slow and steady right now. I don't think I'm ready for some of the big responsibilities that will come with a promotion just yet. What's the best part? The higher up you go, the less work you have to do. Why, you only have to make a few decisions each day. After that, everyone underneath you just does what you say. It's as simple as that. Can I punch him already? I really want to just punch this guy right in the face. I'm not stopping you. Jade, I think we should leave them alone. What? But why, Grant? They're clearly a fun-loving crew. Every time you speak, I see them wince. You're probably stressing them out. Good point. They're probably tired from their trip here. Clyde, Devin, we shall continue our conversation another time. It's a pleasure to have met such well-minded people. Sure, dude. We were quick to turn away and get as far away from Jade as we could. But as we passed him, Grant turned ever so slightly and whispered something quietly to the two of us. Sorry. I honestly couldn't take either of them seriously. Jade seemed way in over his head. I couldn't imagine him as serious competition. Like, he's the guy who dies first in the horror movie because everyone hates him. Oh, I could use tropes as a valid reason for why he might be a weak competitor. He might have hidden talents. Maybe he'll find some people to charm. Sure as hell won't be me or Devin, though. As for Grant, seemed a bit quiet and meek, just like Laura. But it seemed different. He seemed like he was kind of sad. Did he have the willpower to get through a bunch of death games, or was he just gonna fold easily? That's why he was sticking with Jade. The guy oozes charisma and confidence. Maybe he needed someone to lean on? In that case, maybe he was dependent on Jade and might become too needy to get through some of the death games. Sorry, Clyde, I can't stand people like him for more than a few minutes. And that guy was really pushing it. Well, let's just hope the old lady doesn't pose much of an issue for you then. As we walked towards the older woman, we were stopped by her partner, as he suddenly stood between us, staring at us with wide, curious eyes. Excuse me, can you maybe take a step back? 1 second, I gotta get a good look at you. Tried circling us like a piranha. No, at least piranhas were scary. This guy just looked at us up and down like a doctor inspecting a patient. Nothing innately magical about you, what a shame. Magical? Hey, I'll have you know I'm plenty magical. I made $50 disappear out of Clyde's pocket once and he never found it. Wait, is that where my money went? Petty theft is not the same as supernatural powers. You're not some kind of supernatural creature, you're not a possessed entity. You're just human through and through. You're supposed to be something else. Well, I suppose you're not, but I had a feeling that someone here would be of magical stock. Maybe I should have gotten my hopes up. Before the young man could continue, the older woman behind him lightly tapped his shoulder and shook her head. Now's not the time to indulge in your fantasies. The young man took a deep breath and sighed before rolling his eyes. Fine, but I'll keep my eyes, ears, and nose on the prowl for even the faintest sign of magical energy. I think this kid's got a few screws loose. The boy's of sound mind. He's just more vocal on his spiritual and mystical beliefs than most. Hey, who are you calling boy? I'm 20. I'm an adult in every way, shape, and form. Of course you are, William, but be that as it may, you're still quite inexperienced around the things that are beyond human comprehension. Are you some kind of priest or something? No, I'm an author. What's your name? Or your pen name? You sound like you must write about some wild stuff. There's nothing wild about what I write, but most of the books that I publish would be considered occultist material. Things about spirits, other realms of existence, the purpose, nature of our dreams, planes that we can only perceive with our souls. Sounds well to me. I mean, I can't even imagine any of that sort of stuff. You still haven't given me a name, though. My name is Elizabeth Colombo. My pen name is Umbra Dre. This young man is my student, William Morris. Probably don't know her, though. You two don't look like the types that can afford the stuff she writes. I bet you don't even know where you could find it. What does that mean? It means you'd have to buy it on the Starlit Market, which is hella expensive, and you two don't look all that rich. What in the world is a Starlit Market? It's a section of the black market meant for occultist and magical stuff. You can buy the ashes of a vampire, but translate fate text, human language, amulets to let you dream in other realms. No wonder we haven't heard of it. That stuff sounds like a total load of bull. Ugh. It's not bull, it's mystical and spiritual. You tell them, Elizabeth. You can't force someone to believe in something. It's difficult to convince people of something that sounds so fantastical and foreign. But if that's the case, then why the heck are they here? There's something mystical about this whole place. Don't get me wrong, it does have a pretty chill, relaxing vibe. I don't see fairies or pixies offering me acorn tea. Are you serious? You don't know what this whole place is about? It's a treatment center. Are you an idiot? A treatment center? Where? Do you see any buildings or doctors nearby? You thought this place was some kind of treatment center, then there's something wrong with your head. Maybe you accidentally walked through a field of brainjackers. Elizabeth, I don't know if these two are safe to hang around. They clearly don't know what they've gotten themselves into. Well, what the hell have we gotten ourselves into since you're so smart? Example, this place is where... He was silenced again as Elizabeth put a hand on his shoulder and brought a finger to her lips. Hush, child, you won't have to convince him of anything soon enough. Am I the only person here who doesn't find all this cryptic messaging a little alarming? I understand why you might be alarmed or uncomfortable. I can assure you that you're in no danger. Yeah, honestly, you couldn't have picked a safer place to have this whole treatment thing or whatever you're calling it. But all of this, there's an extra this here. All of this would be best understood through experience, suffice to say. And it would take longer to explain everything than to simply wait for it to start and have everything make sense when they begin. That's not a satisfying answer. William, tell me what you were going to say before she cut you off. No, she's right. You'll understand more once you're in the game. In the game? William. Oh, sorry, I spoke up when I shouldn't have, huh? Well, you've got that much at least. You'll figure out the rest once things get started. A game? What the hell are you talking about? Are we playing the world's most obscure game of hide and seek? We might. What does that mean? Stop typing riddles and just tell me what's going on. William is a goddamn annoyance. Cocky, hard-headed, acts like he knows everything. I imagine this guy getting far at all in a death game. Unless he's just acting like a fool, in which case, good on him. No, then he's gonna need some serious help to get anywhere, which is probably why he's paired up with his teacher. Elizabeth, she seems wise, and like so many other people here, she seems to be keen on keeping some secrets. Chances are that she knew about the Game of Fourtune beforehand as well, so what didn't she want to... So what? She didn't want us scared? What does an old lady get out of being in the dark, us being in the dark, or anyone for that matter? Plus there was that weird thing about her works being on some starlit market? Obviously these two knew a thing or two about the occultist material. Game of Fortune fit in that way. But on the bright side, since they both had exploitable weaknesses, William and his overconfident cocky nature, Elizabeth with her old frail body. Might be rude to look at them purely for their weaknesses, but I need to ensure my survival through any means. Yeah, and then we got put in the ceremony section. So, variable threats, but nothing that's impossible. Even so, maybe there's a way that I can... Hey, Clyde! Huh? Here, hell, the clouds. We'll do that next time, though. I think that's gonna be good for now. So, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, well, actually, maybe get some choices next time. Consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing. If you really enjoy it, consider supporting the channel. All support really helps with keeping content like this and more. My links for that in the description below, along with links to me, on social media. So thank you again for watching, and until next time, this is rinimt signing out. Bye!